Hey, what's up? So this is the next scene, or the next scene that I'm working on for the Akira renders. There's a wider shot right before this one, and then it cuts into this one. And what's really cool is that the camera is slowly moving forward, and the city in the background is slowly being hidden by this building, which is getting closer and taking up more screen or more frame. So I like that effect, and I'm gonna work on this scene because I like that effect. And also it's just going back to all the buildings, going back to what I love about the movie and what I love about working on this project. So I just kind of started mocking it up here, and you can see it's pretty simple. The most detailed part is probably like this stuff down here. And I actually have a mirror modifier on this, which I've never used before. Pretty fun, makes it a little bit easier, especially since this building is pretty much symmetrical on all sides. There's a light here, there isn't a light there, I don't think, but I think I can get away with just kind of mirroring it. And then I started adding in like the little window cuts on the surface here on the front and on the bottom. You can see the geometry is like how it looks, pretty simple. And I was gonna use this texture in one of the texture packs I released for realistic windows. So that's gonna be the window. Let's see, let's check it out in rendered view. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's pretty simple so far. I'm not super crazy about this pattern. I might try to look for a different one because I really like how tight knit these windows are. They're almost lines, and these I think are just not quite there. There's too many gaps in between the groups of windows. So I might try a different texture. And also this one repeats quite a bit, which creates some interesting patterns. Like you can see there's like almost like a circle here. Creates interesting patterns, but I don't know if that's necessarily what we're going for. And then also, because it's gonna be in portrait mode, we're gonna see more of the building than we do see in this version. But I think that's still okay, and we'll see more of the, I think in the wide shot, I should have it pulled up, in the wide shot, this area down here is covered up with buildings, so you don't really just see like a ton of windows. And maybe I'll do that, just drop in some buildings and some rooftops to kind of obscure that. But I thought today I can just work on one of these key background buildings. So like this one is pretty simple. I don't think I want to work on that one. I kind of want to do something. I was thinking of maybe this one. And I like especially these little panels down here. I don't know. It's not a lot of information here, but it's enough, I think, to get us going into some kind of a direction, and then we can just kind of make it up from there. So yeah, let's just make one of these buildings and try to keep it straightforward. Damn, look, it goes all the way back there. That's so crazy. Sheesh. I don't know if I'll be able to, I don't know if I'm gonna be adding all of those. Jesus Christ, it's crazy how many buildings there are. This one's cool. This top is really interesting. And the pattern, there's really a lot more buildings and a lot more rooftops than I previously thought upon further inspection. But I think this one is the most unique looking one, and it's the most it's the next closest one in terms of size. So we'll make this one, and then I think the rest we can just kind of get away with using the buildings that I've already made, or starting with the buildings I already made, and then kind of adding this looks like a cylinder, for example, things like that to the side to kind of obscure it and just get the shape and get the silhouette down. So yeah, let's make this one. All right, so we'll just open a second window here and open up that image. We'll just move over here. So we'll go straight into edit mode. I think that I've learned that going straight into edit mode is better because, scaling in edit mode, then you don't have to apply the scale every time. So I just go straight in edit mode. And it looks like it's gonna be a kind of a wide one, like a rectangle. I'm gonna try to keep this one loose and just, yeah, try not to get too technical into it. Looks like there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So I'm guessing the other side of this looks like this. We'll just go off of that. It's like a checkered pattern on this one, and this is probably like extruded from this one. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 3 parts that come out and 3 parts that go in. So we'll do that. We'll add 6, yeah, and then we'll just select these faces. Oops. Select these faces. No, you know what? It's gonna look weird when I select just that one. So I'm gonna make this come out a little bit more, like that. 6, yeah. Yeah, okay. So, and then we'll make the ones that come out. Actually, let me do this. We'll make it 7. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll leave one of these off. So it'll be, yeah, or like this. Because I want to have some space. Because I'm going to extrude this and then have some space. I don't want to extrude on the edge. Just extrude a little bit like that, not too much. And then it looks like there's lines. It's really just like a big checker board. So I think we can just kind of eyeball that like that. That's cool. Really starting to kind of try to play out what I think is happening. And it looks like it's just like just kind of like that. Yeah. And then maybe what we could do is Alt E along normals, just kind of bring it in a little like that. Go to offset even. All right, this is kind of looking like a lot already, but it is an interesting design. I think that it's gonna look pretty interesting once we start texturing it and like putting lights on it. So that's that part, and then let's work on this little corner bit. What I'll probably do is I'll just take like those. I'll take this, just duplicate it out, separate it like that, and I'll just use this to form that wall. So I'll take these 2 edges, scale up. Yeah, we'll just scale it like that. And then I'm gonna select it. Let's see if this will, yeah, okay, cool. We can go inwards, make sure offset even so it's balanced. All right, that looks good. And then it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna assume that's the last one, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cuts. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then I think what I'm gonna do is, since these parts are the windows and the flat parts are not, I'm gonna take the flat parts and extrude them out, kind of like how I did here. Yeah, and what I'll do is I will, should I? No, I won't. I won't bevel it, but I will take this corner because there's like a separation here, it looks like. I'll just kind of give it a single like that. So that looks okay. Looks okay. So let's see. Let's start with this one, this one, this one. Just go up like that. Like that. And then Alt E. Or do we want to instead of extruding from this? Yeah, let's do the opposite. Let's take these windows and inset them. So we'll do Alt E again. Just kind of like that. So it feels like it has, the windows are inset and there's like a structure, because usually the windows go into the building. They don't like come out of the building. So I think that works for us. And while we're here, let's give this a window material, just so we can have it tagged as that. And then the rest of the building is the rest of the material. Let's make it something obvious. Okay, I see. I think this will do it. want to make sure I have the right texture selected. Then we invert, apply the material, and then while we're here, let's get the windows. So it's, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold shift click like that, shift alt click to select the windows. Oh wait, oh, I think we did it wrong. You know what, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's identical, I'm not gonna bother with it. We'll make these the windows instead. Just select them like that, and then shift click on all of these so that it doesn't apply the window material to the dividing lines. Okay, I'll just do this then. I think it's shift. Yeah, shift click. Okay, so we have the window selected there. Apply the window material to it. All right, so those are all of our windows. And then I'm guessing there's maybe should be some windows here too. So let's do that. Let's make that. Yeah, we'll just take this, and again use this to deselect. And we will extrude that bit, I think. Yeah, just a little bit like that, so it matches. Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh god, I think I pressed E too many times. Oh, that's not what I want. It's control. I gotta remember it's control, not shift. I think that looks about right. And then we'll just do it this way. I wonder if shift, is it shift alt click? Shift control click? Yeah, it selects the individual ones. We're gonna have to do it the hard way. We're done. Cool, so that's that. And then let's work on these little extra panels on the side. Those are interesting. I'm probably gonna pick this up a little bit. And I'll just go off of this. I think I'll use this line, yeah. Okay, so now it's separated, okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it down like that. And just bring it up a bit, and then I think scale on everything but the z-axis, so it kind of comes out a little bit like that. I want to bring it out more. Trying to get that to be kind of a straight line. All right, I think that looks good. Just bring it higher, and then Alt E, extrude edges. Oh, okay. Like that. Bring those over again like that. So it's flat. And then looks like it goes straight down like that. So that's our although I am gonna want to maybe bring this up a little bit. It looks like it's kind of covering some of that bottom window. And then this one we can just extrude like that. Yeah, okay. And again, this is like a background building, so I'm not worried too much about like the geometry and all the things lining up. And as long as I get the faces and just kind of like no back face, it's fine with me. All right, so that's that. It's an interesting, it's interesting how it's like that. I'm not really sure why it's like that. Let me move this up a little bit more. Maybe even grab this, bring it up. Wonder if we can just like mirror this thing around. So if we separate it and let's try to get this thing like right in the center. And let's set origin to 3D cursor. And if we add a mirror modifier. Okay, yeah, that's kind of doing something. Yeah, I can even take this edge, I think. Drag it out like that. And if we add clipping, I think it should just like meet. Yep, it all meets and clicks in like that, which is cool. That kind of helps us. I don't really need it on this side, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select these edges like this, and then scale on the X straight. So then they all straight out. And then what it looks like, it probably just goes in because it looks like it's around this thing somehow. Like this could even be another building, but I'm gonna assume it's part of the same thing because, I don't know, it just makes our building look a little bit more unique. So yeah. All right, let's see what these panels are about. They look very interesting and very, I don't know, just odd. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball that. I'll make it a separate object too. I mean, if I just go off of this view like that, so I can kind of make it up. Something like that, and then it looks like the whole thing is extruded this way, and then just this is taken and extruded again. Oh wait, it looks like there's like a cut right there. So this is such a like random like art piece. And this looks like it's extruded again. There's like that negative space, and then this one more time like that. I don't know, that's what it looks like. I wonder if I can take this shape, bring it up like that. Okay, I'll do that because it does kind of add some, it looks like it kind of like curves out like a, I don't know, like a ramp or something. Looks like a PlayStation 5 almost. Maybe I'm looking at it too long. It just kind of curves out. All right, so there's that shape, and that shape's pretty tall. If we look at it, it's on like the third. So if this is 1, 2, 3, it's like up here. Even that out a bit. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know, it's just some kind of weird bottom level or attachment. Let's grab Shift G, coplanar, and we will just bring this down. Interesting. I don't know, I dig it. That is very kind of an interesting design. I would have never thought to add these little things. And this thing is weird, but it does add a look to it, kind of. Dude, this looks cool. Look at that. I really like this. So it's an unconventional, and I like the gray and the white too. I don't know. All right, so pretty much the last thing to do here is to add the textures. And again, gonna try to keep it pretty simple with basic colors, basic textures for the like concrete areas, and then maybe darkening a couple versions for this part, and then throwing in like just a repeating building window texture from one of the files that I got. And I'll make sure to have links to everything that if you want to you know, get the textures, or if you want to get the window textures, I have all of that stuff on Gumroad and on Patreon and stuff, so you guys can get to it. All right, let's first let me open up the asset browser and use that, and then I have all the Polyhaven assets here, and these are free from their website. I'm just using a paid asset and a paid add-on that they made to make it easier for me to grab the textures. I might just go with this beige wall just to keep it simple. So let's make sure we're applying it to the right material. I think we can just drag and drop it like that. All right. So then all we would need to do is select that in edit mode, and then smart UV project, just to kind of get everything out there. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go to fixed scale, and that'll just like rescale everything down to what it needs to be. I mean, it's pretty dang small, and it's also a 1K texture right here, as you can see. So I think it's okay. I'll do that. Then I'll make a duplicate version of it, and that'll be just slightly darker. So if we hop into the shader editor here, I don't need the displacement, gonna get rid of that. And then add a curves right there, just make it a little bit darker. Like that, yeah. And then, let's see now. We'll take L, oh, let me get the screencast keys on, didn't realize they were off. So I'm gonna select, because I want this to be dark, but I don't want this to be dark. So I'm gonna just select that and then go to the window and hit deselect. So it's not selecting the windows. And then we'll change this to, oh, we gotta add one because it's all the same object, to that. And then that'll be light. Cool. And we'll do the same thing here. I think that needs the lighter one, and it doesn't need window, and also this one doesn't need window, because they were all part of the same object, and then I separated them. That's why they still have the material on it. And this one can use, I think, the light one. We hop back into image editor. Yeah, so this part is dark, like here. I think all of this stuff is darker. So we'll add another one. That's our dark one. Yep, like that. All right, dope. So yeah, it looks pretty simple, but you know, that's why I kind of like modeling this stuff, because it really doesn't have like that much going on texture-wise or really anything. Buildings are nice because they really just have like one texture. It's glass and concrete. But once you have them in the scene, as you know, it really just starts to come to life, and it's good. Swap that out, okay. And then this is like background buildings as well. Background buildings really do not need that much work, and I think it's okay when they don't have a lot. I'm gonna select these edge loops, or these edge faces, and just darken them as well. All right, yeah, it looks good. Cool. So now let's throw in the window texture. I think this one should work. I'll plug it into there, and then plug it into the emission. And while we have it like this, let's open up the UV editor and then change the color. With the color ramp, just need this to be warm yellow, nothing too much. Maybe add another one. I have another project file where I kind of figured out a good node group for the windows, and I'm probably gonna have to just start saving that out and using that as an asset or something in the asset browser. But for now, I think for the background buildings and stuff, this is gonna be fine. So I'll go back into edit mode and then select all the windows like that. And then let's see, through the cube projection. Okay. So yep, that's exactly it. That's the right orientation. And then we'll just kind of scale it up so that it looks dense. Might even scale it this way so that it's a little bit wider, so that the windows are a little bit wider. And that kind of works out like 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 rows per cube. Kind of works out for us. In this scene, these windows are a lot more wider. Like the light is wider than it is. It's not just like cubes, it's like very long lines, horizontal lines. So I'm gonna have to maybe make a new texture that simulates that, or maybe we can just kind of mess with this one. That's what we got to get that look. Let me do one of these and just do double that. Okay. Might take this piece here, this side face, and move it out so that the window there isn't too much. So let's get some lighting in there and let's see how we can make it look with the light in rendered view. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, especially if we're gonna make it one of the background buildings. Let's maybe turn down the, oh, let's use this instead. Ooh, I like that already, like just as a pattern change and as a pattern break. I think that looks really cool. So the reason I'm doing this is because, oh yeah, this has to be a window as well, doesn't it? Gotta quickly do this real quick, fix it up. Okay, I think that's good for now. So what I want to do is I want to grab this edge, because when we look at it this way, it just seamlessly blends into it. You can't tell that this is separate, even though the values and stuff is all dark. So I'm just gonna take this face. I'll just take one of these, duplicate it, and then extrude it this way, just a little. And since it's the same one, I'll just scale it on the Z. Because all I wanted to do is just to break up the change. It's not as obvious like that. And then I'll just duplicate it, turn it 90. Oh, screencast keys are off again. I'm not sure why. Oh, is it because they're weird? Okay, I don't know. Maybe you just need to reset it. And I'll put that here. Again, the geometry on this does not need to line up super perfectly because it's a background asset. And as long as it just looks right. Okay, and I'm gonna take these and smart UV project them like that. Okay, so now hopefully when we hop into the render view, kind of breaks that up a bit. Yeah, there's a little bit more breakup and it just looks a little bit better. And then a final thing to try is, this one is in cycles, and I'm thinking about rendering this scene in cycles. It's surely gonna take a lot longer to render, but I don't know. I just want to kind of switch it up, see what we can kind of get out of it. Let's just get this light in here, crank it up. Cool. It looks kind of good, especially with that back sunset light coming through. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah, especially with like these indentations. You know, sometimes they catch that underlight, the light from underneath. It's a little bit of a rim light. Let's make it even brighter. Yeah, this is cool. It's always fun to test the lighting on it. Cool. Well, I can't wait to throw it in the background and have it be seen for a split second, but at least you know how to make this now. And if you want to make this yourself, you have all the right tools and all the right information to do it. Well, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna get back into finishing up the project. And of course, I will keep you posted on progress on Patreon and Insta and all that kind of stuff. Have a good day. See ya.